この世界に生きる者で歴史に名を刻む働きを残すことのできるパイロットは少ない。
I'm not sure if I should be surprised or not, considering how many wars this world has gone through.
若いうちだ。ただそのピークは人間としての精神的な熟練を迎えるのに比べてもあまりにも早すぎる。
Maybe far too soon for them in the country that paid a shitload to get them trained. But I've heard of a good number of 30 and 40-year-old men who can still do their thing in the air. Maybe they weren't quite as physically capable as they were in their 20s, but experience can very frequently outdo raw talent.
彼の名はアビサル・ディジョン。
Really? His first name is actually Abyssal? That's about as bad as having a man named Sinestro on your payroll. 3 missions in and we've found what seems to be our main villain for the game. Can he at least be one of the more sympathetic villains? Oh, fucking hell. That bastard gets an F-15 and we don't? When do we get to shoot him down? And can I aim at its parachute on the way down? Ah, it seems we've at least unlocked the F-18 and 16. I suppose that's got to be worth something, though I wish I had some kind of notification before I had to do this selection here. Really, a little warning to know what kind of aircraft I have at this point would be nice. I'm more tempted to go into the 16 than anything else. Not really sure why they called it a Gyrofalcon, though. Sure, it used to be called a Fighting Falcon, then it was renamed a Viper, but still, why Gyrofalcon? Well, it's not like the machine gun gets much use in this game, since I'm not that good at shooting moving targets with it. Still, it's an easy choice since the Vulcan outranges the heavy machine gun. Again, I kinda wish we got some kind of message telling us what we had available. I don't really see anything for us to show off against just yet. Are we supposed to just follow you at this point? Well, I certainly hope we're not done yet when we've been up here less than a minute. Not that I really see a point behind making an F-16 chase after an F-15. It's not like the performance of these machines would have changed all that much in the future, and it's not like we, the player, have to worry about blacking out due to G-forces. And no, I'm not going to try to outright slam into you. I have the distinct feeling my plane would be the only one damaged by such an event. As PlayStation 1 rivers go, this one seems pretty nice. Sure, we can't see any real trees in that forest, but it's not like we're supposed to go traveling through it at such a low altitude anyway. You know, it's actually kind of awkward, trying to treat this game made in 1999 like it's new, when I've already gone through a hell of a lot of its sequels. I just subconsciously end up comparing it to the newer stuff, in just about every way, both visually and, well, how it feels when we move the plane around. And you know that those improve as the series goes on. As a side note, why the hell are they testing Nemo instead of Rena, the girl who's been acknowledged as our force's main ace? Don't need to aim too carefully if they're gonna fly in such a predictable path. We just need to have the right speed so we don't pass by them in a steady hand as we pour the fire on. I damn well know how to cut down targets with a machine gun, Dijon. The controls just aren't as responsive as I'd prefer. Wait, what? What kind of ace tells someone not to trust their guts? Instruments only tell pilots so much, and sometimes you've just got to make a guess based on what the readings tell you. You've got to decide when to pull up, dive, or stick to your course, when to speed up and slow down, how to approach your target, and try to think how you'll deal with the next one. Though, this game seems to prefer we finish missions fast, instead of killing everything like all the other Ace Combats I'm familiar with. That could take some getting used to. My point is that while I'm not the best to ever take the disguise, from what I understand, you shouldn't let your instruments do your fighting for you. They are tools to make things easier for you, not something to replace your brain and instincts entirely. Anyway, looks like our training exercise is over. Time to get back to carrying all the weight in battle.
たくいい加減でお出ましときた。
ニューコムのトンボども。
Funny, I somehow don't see Dragonfly as much of an insult.
Engage.
The number and letter designations in this game feel pretty meaningless to me. Don't get me wrong, I'm fine with the series throwing in some fantasy planes occasionally, but part of what attracted me to the series in the first place is the fact that we get to fly actual aircraft, ranging from the Cold War to the start of the new millennium. While I admit that the storytelling in this game is certainly more interesting than the series usually puts out, there are plenty of nagging things about it. The fact that we have to rush through missions instead of being encouraged to deal with as many enemies as we can. The fact that we don't have a system of unlocking aircraft outside of whatever the game decides we've earned. And I don't recall seeing any messages telling us what's available. Everything else I may complain about are kind of minor compared to those two things. And while I know the story's got me interested enough to want to do a single playthrough, I don't know if the game's gonna feel interesting enough to make me want to see all of the various alternate endings. So, apologies in advance in case I don't do that.
Bullseye. Mission accomplished.
Not really feeling like a badass after shooting a bunch of parachutes just after a training mission. And fuck you, it's not like you did anything to prove you're any better up here. Oh, bullshit! I zipped through that mission pretty quickly and you're claiming I only rate a C? Less than 5 minutes in the air, and that still wasn't fast enough for you? No, we're back, Fiona, just annoyed at the grading system right now. I'd like to see how hard a time they'd give me if we actually fought. Ah, any hints for how to deal with the harsh grading around here, Rena? Well, if that's the case, why are they throwing crap my way? Are you starting to get defensive there?